Welcome to the Tisch WNET studio here in the heart of Lincoln Center. It is my honor and pleasure to introduce a former colleague who is now a superstar over at PIX 11. Brenda Blackmon, the anchor over there, one of the great anchors. How you doing?
I'm doing great. My gosh, you look wonderful.
Yes, I agree. No, that's not the point. The point is you not only look great, but are doing great. Hey, what is the key? I got to ask you this. We worked together at another network for many, many years, right? What is the key to staying in the game? That was my 9, by the way, part of the Fox family. What is the key to remaining successful and on the top of your game in the TV news business? What's the key?
You know the
No.
You know what it is. You never stop. You keep going, you keep the energy up, and you love life. It is such a challenge, and you look at that challenge every single day. I mean, I'm tweeting out, I'm doing Facebook, I'm using social media to encourage, to inspire, because I have to uplift myself too. That's what it's about. If you're here, if you're alive, if you're able to wake up every morning, there is no reason you shouldn't be saying, yay, I am going to do something wonderful today.
See, that's the thing that always struck me about you. You're positive, and people can have this fake positive attitude that you can crack in a second when things go bad. That's not you. The thing I always remembered about you, and I still see in you today, is shows get canceled, contracts don't get renewed. Believe me, I've been there. But you always stay positive, and you bring that positive energy around you, and I see it now. Sukanya, one of your colleagues,
Oh, she's great.
She was here, right?
She's so
Tisch.
warm
She was
and
here at the Tisch
wonderful.
studio just recently, and we were talking about that. What responsibility do you feel, particularly with the show that you do? By the way, tell everyone when everyone can see you.
Oh, 6:30 every night. Kaidi Tong and I, we try to bring it because we're the only 2 women bringing you local New York news. Nobody else does that. 6:30, you got the network guys. We're 2 women, 2 power women doing it.
What responsibility do you feel to your audience to carry yourself the way you do, to bring that positive attitude?
Well, for one thing, anybody who says they're not a role model, I mean, they're lying to themselves. I think anytime we're adults, we have to be role models to children to say, try to act better because we're trying to be better ourselves, and we're trying to teach you a better way to do that. I mean, basic things like saying please and thank you and having good manners. I mean, there's some really simple things we can do so often, you know, and you know how it is. I mean, kids are raising kids, so we just have to try and just be nicer to one another. Basics.
Brenda, when did you know that broadcasting would be your professional life?
It came to me. I don't think I really went to it. In fact, I was telling you the story of being in New York. Can I tell you a really quick story about me and my mom? I was coming here on a CBS junket. I was working on in my hometown, Channel 3 in Columbus, came on a CBS junket to New York City. First time coming to New York. My mom and I are walking on the streets saying good morning to everyone. We're from Columbus, Georgia.
Are they looking at you?
Yeah, we're from Columbus, Georgia, and they're looking at us like, what on earth and why are they talking to us? Oh my God, I said, Mom, I want to live and work there one day. This was in the early 70s. Got a chance to ride around the carriage in New York, and that's how I did my first stand-up. I was interviewing people like this, it tells you how long ago. People like Jose Ferrer. Yeah. People like some of the Y&R soap opera people who were on the air back then who are still on the air.
I mean, Young and the Restless. Yes. I got the Y&R.
You got the Y&R. That's how much I love it. Yes. So, I mean, that's how it was, and that was my dream. And today I can say, Mom, you're not here anymore. But I did it, and I didn't do it alone.
You know, the other thing about you is your faith. Your spiritual connection. Always been powerful. Why?
Well, you know why.
Talk about your daughter. Go ahead.
And I can't do that without crying. That's not fair. I got all this
makeup
on,
and now you're about to mess it up. I promised myself I wasn't going to do this. And I remember, people say back in the day, but I remember your daughter early on, and talk about it.
Well, you know, May is Lupus Awareness Month, so it's probably a very good time to talk about it.
We're shooting in May. Go ahead.
Yes. I don't even know how to start. I guess I can start with that book I gave you, Brenda Blackmon, A Mom's Story.
A Mom's Story.
I often start just by reading the first page of that book because I got a chance to testify before the Food and Drug Administration and tell them the story of my daughter. She has lupus.
Yes.
And I was one of those moms in denial when she was in college. I mean, she was this fabulous child that I thought would, get her law degree, meet the man of her dreams, and go on to do fabulous things. But she got sick. And her college roommate called me, said, Kelly's sick. And I said, like a Southern mom, put some Vaseline on her, whatever it is, honey, she'll be just fine. But she wasn't just fine. Came home, got diagnosed with lupus. She still graduated from college with honors. But in 2007, ended up in ICU, 52 days on life support. We literally had to ask people around the world to pray for her. Doctor said she wasn't going to make it. Lupus attacked her brain. When a doctor looks at you in the eye and tells you that your daughter is going to die, I mean, I thought lupus was just something that happened to other people's kids, certainly not mine. And I learned the hard way, what it was. And every day I would go to work, and every night I would go and sit in ICU with my daughter. And that was life then, and just praying every day. And one day she opened her eyes, and it was because she was married at the time. I had no say-so. Unfortunately, I believe God brings people in your life for a season and a reason, and he said, I'm not going to leave her side, and she's going to walk out of this hospital. And our prayers were answered. So I literally said, God, take my life, not hers. And he saved us both.
And the Kelly Fund.
So I said, I've got to do something. So I started the Kelly Fund for Lupus.org.
Can you put that website up to you, the Kelly Fund?
Yeah, the Kelly Fund for Lupus, Inc. I started, and you can go to the Kelly Fund for Lupus.org. We raise money for lupus to try and find a cure. It's a chronic disease that can affect anyone, but primarily minority women in the prime of their lives when they are in college and when they're out there energetic like college kids do. But it also affects men, it affects children. But this on Saturday at Meadowlands Parkway, Saturday, Mother's Day weekend every year, there's a walk for a cure in New Jersey. In New York, it's in October, and it's all around the country.
Before I let you go, what always strikes me is that people, particularly, I don't know, we know the New York, New Jersey market really well. That's where we live, that's our world, and you're here now at PIX. People think they know someone because they see you on the air every day. But behind this person on the air is this life that is filled with challenges. And you bring what you bring every day, and you don't bring your issues to those people because they have stuff in their own lives, right?
Right. Everyone has stuff. And so that someone knows, too, my daughter survived. She's 98% back to where she was. Forgive me, I tend to go in my own world.
How's she doing right now? Tell everybody.
She's doing great. But lupus it doesn't have a cure. She's been in remission now for several years. Yeah. But for many people with lupus, they can literally wake up one morning and their hands may be swollen. Or, for instance, lupus attacked her brain suddenly. She ended up in a coma. For anyone else, they may have a rash. They may have what may be a common cold. It may turn into a respiratory issue. I met a man once who had been in a coma twice. He got, his home was taken from him, because he was hospitalized for months at a time, but he had a praying mom and a praying grandmother,
Faith.
So, faith.
Real quick, watch this transition before we let you go. You and Kaidi, when can people see you?
Oh, 6:30 every day, Monday through Friday.
Where?
On PIX 11.
Brenda,
Such
keep
a
doing
doll
what you're
to let
doing.
me talk.
We appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Keep doing what you're doing. You look great.
I don't get tired of that. But PBS is not about how you look. It's about the work we do.
Yes.
That we like, that we look good.
The challenges we face and we keep beating.
Yes, right. Stay with us. We'll be right back right after this. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating over 25 years of broadcast excellence. This special edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato is brought to you from the Tisch WNET studios at Lincoln Center. Funding has been provided by Hackensack University Health Network, Hackensack University Medical Center Foundation, Investors Bank, Felician University, New Jersey Resources, the North Ward Center, and by Cone Resnick. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area.